Blake Lively is cooked. She is cooked. Like, her career will never recover from this, ever.
So we all agree Blake Lively is egomaniacal, right? Like, that girl needs to be humbled. Oh wait, that's what's happening right now.
Blake Lively is completely finished. You can see that no one in Hollywood is willing to have any interaction with her anymore.
The legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is escalating.
Taylor Swift is done with Blake Lively.
Is anyone else wondering when Blake Lively's going to take the L on this one? Because I am exhausted.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing not a lot of people want to work with her right now.
Yeah.
This Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni drama exposes what we already know about modern women. They lie, cheat, and steal to get anything that they want. And this is why men are walking away.
Let's go through the timeline of everything Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively from January 2023 to today, January 2025. Quick recap, Blake Lively suing Justin Baldoni, among others. Justin Baldoni then filed a lawsuit against the New York Times and is also countersuing Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. All right, let's get into it. January 2023, the casting for It Ends With Us is announced, and we find out that Blake Lively is going to be the lead Lily Bloom. Shortly after, in May 2023, filming is halted as a result of the writer's strike. Filming resumes January 2024, and in August 9, 2024, we get It Ends With Us, the movie.
Okay, so if you don't know what It Ends With Us is, it's a book turned into a movie that was on Netflix, and it's about a woman breaking the cycle of DV and choosing basically a healthier future for herself and her child. And it's funny because the person who is being attacked in this situation is Justin Baldoni. And Justin Baldoni's work, particularly around masculinity and challenging traditional gender roles, aligns with It Ends With Us by promoting healthy relationships and challenging the behaviors that perpetuate DV. And we'll see later on what he gets for being an ally of feminist, radical feminism. Let's proceed.
August 13 is when these feud rumors between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively start to circulate on social media. That same day, Justin Baldoni hires crisis management and PR professional Melissa Nathan, who we've discussed previously in our breakdowns of the complaint. August 15 was really the day that Blake Lively started to get backlash for what people considered was tone-deaf marketing. She was telling people to wear their florals to the movie and was also promoting her new hair care line throughout the promotion of the movie. On August 15, Blake Lively's interview with the Norwegian journalist also resurfaces, where the journalist tells her, "Congrats on your little bump," and Lively responds, "Congrats on your little bump."
Now the interview from Blake Lively's past that's come back to haunt her. She and her co-star Parker Posey are being accused of being so difficult that the reporter says she almost changed careers. Now Lisa Guerrero is speaking with that reporter who was at the receiving end of the actresses who are now being called mean girls.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
It made me want to quit my job. I felt really horrible afterwards.
Journalist Kirsty Flaw was stunned when Blake Lively and her co-star Parker Posey seemed to ignore her during the 2016 interview promoting the Woody Allen movie Cafe Society. Blake had recently announced she was expecting her second child with husband Ryan Reynolds.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Little did she suspect this retort.
Congrats on your little bump. How shocked were you when she shot back?
I was like, and I kind of looked down at my stomach. I was like, I didn't understand what she meant by it.
These are the modern women that tell us to communicate effectively, to be emotionally intelligent. They tell us to read the room. And with stupidity like this coming out of their mouths, what can men do but help to walk away?
The journalists have titled that video on YouTube, "The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job." Everything seems to get a bit quieter in September, October, November. And then in December, Justin Baldoni is awarded the 2024 Voices of Solidarity Award for Vital Voices, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to ending SA and DV. Just 12 days after that, on December 21st, is when we get the Blake Lively complaint against Justin Baldoni, alleging, amongst other things, I made a whole video on my page breaking that down, so make sure to check that out. But on the next day, December 22nd, is when we get the New York Times article regarding the complaint. December 22nd, Justin Baldoni is dropped by his talent agency, and December 23rd, we get a bunch of Hollywood stars coming out in support of Blake Lively. This includes Colleen Hoover, the author of the book, Gwyneth Paltrow, America Ferrera, and so many more.
Now, what's interesting is that the author of the book came out in support of Blake Lively, and really, I can't blame her. Hollywood is so small that if you don't side with her, then your book is dropped. That's money out of your pocket, and that's really how a lot of young and up-and-coming stars live their life. Literally in fear that the projects and the work that they've done underground for literal years, sometimes decades, is all going to go down the drain if they should do something wrong, say something wrong, and end up on the wrong side of the powers that be. And this is exactly what Justin Baldoni is facing. Not too different from what the men in society today are facing. The powers that be of feminism that continue to try to keep men down. You're going to act like this. You're going to do this. You're going to be this, or else you're going to get canceled. And men have started saying, with this type of behavior, don't worry about it. We'll just leave on our own.
On December 24th, Justin Baldoni's award from the Voices of Solidarity was then rescinded. That same day, December 24, Justin Baldoni's podcast co-host leaves the show, and she leaves the statement saying, "As this chapter closes for me, I remain committed to the values we've built together. We all deserve better, and I know that together we can create it." December 25, Justin Baldoni's former publicist, Stephanie Jones, sues him for breach of contract. And on December 31st, Justin Baldoni's lawyer hinted that they were going to file an explosive countersuit. Come back for part 2, where we break down everything that's already gone down in 2025.
And you'll see in these next clips that this is just a glorified modern woman who thinks that she can do anything and everything to anybody.
Blake Lively is now being exposed for always being a bully, even long before the It Ends With Us drama, and it's not looking so good. One of the things that has stood out the most since the Blake Lively drama started is that she likes to joke casually at the implication of something significant. She did it many times before, especially when she had an opinion about one of her supporters' relationships.
Can you say hi to Stephanie? It's my girlfriend. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you should leave him.
Telling someone to leave their boyfriend as a joke came out of nowhere and could come up as being inappropriate to people. It's super apparent that Blake is disconnected from the people. And even when someone offered her a friendship bracelet during the premiere of It Ends With Us in London, the actress declined it.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. I'm gonna put it here because it doesn't go with my outfit, but I will wear it later.
In her defense, it doesn't match her dress, even though her earrings match the bracelet. And her co-star, who portrays young Lily, Isabella Ferrer, gladly accepted the bracelet without thinking twice about it. However, that event only got worse for Blake as she was captured displaying even more rudeness.
You know, and this is what modern women do. They low-key, sometimes passive-aggressively, try to downplay what other people do as if it's just beneath them. Men go through this all the time in society. And so when you watch these clips and this story going forward, if this is something that you're interested in, really think about this as a glorified modern woman. That's literally it, a celebrity modern woman, a celebrity feminist who is at the quote unquote top. And if women, if they do, get into these types of positions, this is the behavior that you can expect, I should say.
The people were pleased to see the actress and were excited to see her turn toward them, only to tell them to keep quiet. But it gets much worse than this. Blake Lively was a beloved actress, especially from her time in Gossip Girl, and many people are wondering why she's getting so much hate now just because of her recent mistakes on the It Ends With Us promotional tour. But the fun fact is Blake has always had this side to her, as you won't believe what she once called her Gossip Girl co-stars.
Chuck has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them.
He's got a few of them.
Come on, it was a joke.
That's right, monkeys, and she has always been getting away with it until It Ends With Us, which isn't a comedy theme. Looking to the past to how Blake relates with her co-stars, Brandon Sklenar was too checked out even to have anything to say in this interview.
What made it so easy to fall in love on screen?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, we didn't really talk about it.
You could tell her.
I mean, I could tell you it's...
You could say like really nice things.
I'm just
about
a
me.
really good actor, you know?
But as usual, Blake pushed him in.
He said, I'm a really good actor. I don't know what pushed me to have a scene like this. And you can see that he's trying to step around, because this is a loaded question. You can see that he's trying to step around themes of, oh, well, you liked it a little bit too much. Oh, that's something that you wanted to do already. You was thinking about, you creep.
Into speaking about it like she was fishing for compliments. However, the most brutal thing happened after Brandon said it was super challenging and not a single thing about falling in love in the movie. Also, how Blake treats interviewers, which we've seen in footage from 2016, has shown that she's challenging to work with.
It was just a conversation starter. She was sitting there. I think she was probably 8 months pregnant. She had it wasn't a small bump even, it was quite big.
The journalist, Kirsty, mentioned that she had been too embarrassed by the interview tape for so long, and she decided to post it so people could learn, even though she had little to no idea there was already a controversy about the actress trending. However, it appears as though Blake dislikes being congratulated on her bump, despite announcing her pregnancy because she didn't take it well the next time it happened again.
And you have a baby on the way. Congratulations.
What makes you say that?
The shark told me.
And again, Seth Meyers. If you know Seth Meyers, this man be all up and through a feminist behind. And this is the thanks that he gets. This woman is just she seems like a jerk.
You don't ever say that to a woman.
However, when the topic doesn't concern bumps, Blake still doesn't have the best words for her interviewers.
8 years. I probably have diapers in the car. Honestly, I have
That
so
would
many
help.
kids that I could just give you some of those.
Thank you.
The diapers, not the kids.
That's the most humiliating thing to say to someone suffering from lactose intolerance. As the conversation continued, the interviewer revealed she had to ask someone to get her tablets and toothbrushes, and Blake also gave a spin on that.
God,
But we'll get through
toothbrushes. I have so many questions.
Oh, just
Toothbrushes for gastrointestinal?
Yeah, I guess which way it kind of, if you're
But
maybe
where does the toothbrush go?
Well, if I'm if it goes up.
A joke in such an uncomfortable situation might not be that bad, but it shows that some subjects shouldn't be taken lightly, as some people might get offended by it. In another
Emotional intelligence trash, effective communication trash, emotional maturity trash.
interview, Blake was mad that the interviewer didn't get her a present.
Tell me the impetus of why you didn't bring the present.
I wasn't sure what you'd be craving. What are you
No,
craving?
not about craving. I'm a normal human being. I eat food. I like food.
But that quickly took a turn, with the man assuming that getting her present could depend on her cravings since she was pregnant then. And Blake put an immediate stop to that right in that moment.
What do you love?
What do
you like?
I like cookies.
You like
I
cookies from where?
pizza.
What's your favorite cookie?
My favorite cookie would be my mom's cookies, actually.
So next time, I want your mom's cookie.
However,
She couldn't do nothing with that. He had the perfect answer. Well, I like my mom's cookies. Oh, well, no, it ain't nothing that you could say. You was about to try to say something stupid. She's not that bright.
the actress minimized what women experience during pregnancy regarding cravings and special attention in another interview.
Oh, she's just taking advantage.
Is she?
Totally.
Oh, please say
It's
the
not
no. Wait,
necessary.
please tell her.
You can exploit it if you want. Cravings, nah.
No,
No, we just lie.
you're good. You just.
It's the perfect way to get what you want all
Is
the
that-
time. If you want chocolate ice cream at midnight, you have a craving.
You're busting out pregnant women everywhere.
No, I'm teasing.
Every woman has a different body needs and hormonal changes when pregnant, and Blake revealing it's just for attention and taking advantage doesn't sound right. As
And I think she was probably joking there, to be fair. That sounded like a joke.
a celebrity who gets listened to, playing around with such a statement is risky, and many other women with those experiences wouldn't appreciate it. When the actress isn't forming facts based on her opinions, she's joining the train of people to jump on trends. So whatever Blake is experiencing with the media right now, she has done it to other people in the past. During the drama about the royal family, where people were worried about Kate Middleton, a picture was released to show she was okay with her kids on Mother's Day. However, many image experts concluded that the picture was photoshopped. Blake also joined in on the drama. The actress posted a photoshopped image of herself to promote her cocktail line, Betty Booze. But when it was revealed that the princess had been sick, Blake felt remorseful and apologized. Speaking about cocktails, the actress has also gotten into trouble with people over her alcoholic beverage company.
I am the in-house mixologist in my family. I don't drink.
Despite enjoying being a mixologist and even going as far as opening her own company, people have been divided over the fact that she sells something she doesn't drink. Many people find this a very annoying thing to do and call it a cash grab because,
You know, this sounds a lot like those dating coaches, those divine femininity dating coaches that say, buy my course. I'm going to teach you how to pull a man in your dark feminine energy. And the course does not work at all. Once again, just a glorified modern woman.
Even in her official launch post on Instagram for the brand, she still maintained that drinking isn't her thing. So it appears Blake's marketing strategies have a huge gap, which is why the PR for her recent movie has somehow backfired. One of the reasons people think Blake doesn't take essential subjects seriously is her privileged background. And the crazy thing is that it is very much accurate.
My parents had paid the show choir director to put me in the choir because I can't sing or dance to save my life.
But you were lead in that choir,
I went in there, I was like...
Getting to be a lead singer after her parents paid off the director, among other better talents who could have gotten the opportunity, is crazy. And being so proud of it shows Blake doesn't understand the impact of these statements on people who have been cheated out of great opportunities in life. When she isn't happily telling on herself, the actress gets triggered by answering questions about her career even before the question is asked.
What does that
5 years
mean?
Well, in terms of trying, I mean, you apparently you're not going to sing if you didn't think you can sing.
I sang
but,
in this movie.
Well,
Did you
yeah.
see the movie?
I did see the movie. But I mean...
We're going to give you a pop quiz at the end.
This interview from 2017 is another example of how Blake can sometimes portray a mean girl's energy in public. With some of the footage seen so far, you'd have realized Blake speaks outrightly to make a funny statement, no matter how outrageous it might be. And she confirms this as well.
Something that I still use on my day-to-day life every moment. I mean, improvisation is something that just when my husband and I are having a conversation trying to make each other laugh.
Shockingly, Blake improvises even in her everyday regular conversation.
I was just about to say that. I'm starting to see why they're together. Ryan Reynolds, looks like he'd take that. It looks like he'd be like, oh man, she's kind of off-putting and quirky, but it's something, she's her, she's uniquely her. And he'll try to spin it into something super deep. You know, maybe that's why he played a role like Deadpool. Deadpool is serious sometimes, and there's like a dark story, deep story behind that. But, you know, I'm still this off the wall type of character. So you see that blending in with his regular, normal life, at least when discussing things with his wife.
Which she mostly has with her husband, Ryan Reynolds. So it's wild that people interacting with her will also get a share of that. Since Blake has admitted to improvising in her everyday conversations, which could serve as the excuse for why she makes inconvenient jokes, it still doesn't change the fact that the actress makes some other harsh decisions intentionally. Blake has knowingly associated with scandalous individuals or companies without regard for those on the other side of the fence. As someone very vocal in supporting children's safety from dangerous people, it was weird to see her rocking the famous clothing brand after the pictures they shared with children to promote their brand. Also, in another instance during which heavy allegations were levied against Woody Allen, Blake said, "It's amazing what Woody has written for women." But that's not the most crazy part, as Blake revealed that she hasn't read about the controversial news and Woody's personal life. Then she added, "It's dangerous to factor in things you don't know anything about. I could only know my experience, and my experience with Woody is he's empowering to women." Although Woody has continued to maintain his innocence and has never been convicted of the charges, it's best to always listen to more than one side of the story before taking a side. That's to say, Blake has done something similar with Harvey Weinstein in the past. Before the film mogul, Harvey was sentenced to prison for his crimes on a long list of women, including Angelina Jolie and Cara Delevingne, Blake still made sure to talk about her view of the convicted offender. She said, "That was never my experience with Harvey in any way whatsoever. I never heard anything specific, but it's devastating to hear." She continued by saying people should be listened to and trusted when they share stories like this, but she didn't even bother to read up on the alleged stories behind Woody Allen's controversies. Another instance where Blake Lively has stepped on people's toes is when she tries to fix people up in public. While this looks like someone who genuinely cares for others by trying to rearrange whatever may have gone wrong with their outfits, some people think it's a front, as it could also mean she's doing that because she believes they are being a mess. She also tried something similar with Leighton Meester. However, psychologists have called Blake a crown straightener for this act of service.
Someone on social media is calling you a crown straightener. I said, what's that? She said, a woman who goes around straightening other women's crowns. And I was just like, oh, it was just like the best compliment I've ever been given.
Despite Blake's absolute joy.
She's full of herself. That's why she's in that mess today. She's full of herself. And you can see it right there. I mean, maybe there's some good in her heart. I think people might like her just based off of this, because even though what she says is a little weird, then it's just like her look, her aura might give off, oh, I'm just playing. It's not serious. I'm just here to have a good time. You can hang with me. We'll have a couple of beers and, well, yeah, man, we're going to party together, which is why, and we'll probably get down to it down the road, her and Taylor Swift would go good together. Because Taylor's, oh yeah, man, feminism, let's rock. Oh, let's not worry about it. I'm here to support everybody. I'm here to love everybody, and the world needs love. It's a better place, and that's all I want to do. And we're both feminists. Enter both of them in, supposedly, and they're just having a good time. That's why they would be together, in my opinion. But let's move on. So now let's get into the lawsuit and see if we can get into the meat of it. I don't want to go through the whole entire thing. I just want to paint a picture for you of how these modern women are seemingly strategically planting themselves in places of high influence where they can turn the masses of women against men, and they can start making and creating things through their words, through their communication, that tears down men. And if it should be the case that it needs to be the case, other women.
Here's what's really strange. Why did Blake choose this exact moment to file the lawsuit against Justin Baldoni? If this was about fixing her public image, why didn't she bring up the on-set harassment back when the accusations first surfaced? And if it was to avoid affecting the movie's box office, why didn't she file the lawsuit immediately after the film ended its theatrical run instead of carrying the backlash for so long? Sure, gathering evidence takes time, and an 80-page lawsuit filled with chat screenshots clearly required significant effort. But let's not forget, Blake and Ryan are sharp business minds. Think about it. What major headline got overshadowed recently? If you don't know, Ethan Slater's ex-wife has publicly opened up about their failed marriage, casting a shadow over Ariana Grande. She says, "Nobody gets married thinking that they'll get divorced, especially not after just giving birth to their first child, and especially not in the shadow of my husband's new relationship with a celebrity." Billie J is a licensed therapist, and she have been together with Ethan for over 10 years. She spilled the tea so gracefully it should have had everyone talking about this wicked duo. But instead, Blake's lawsuit swooped in and took all the media buzz. Look at this photo. I don't think it's just a coincidence. What do you think?
Well, I think it's her attempt at strong-arming Justin Baldoni, who, by the way, let me remind you, was an ally. She had a lawsuit that I think she amended. Let me see if I can stick that clip in there as well. Number one. Number two, she tried to put out an HR complaint that people are saying sounds like her and Ryan just wrote up the email and put it out as another way to even further damage Justin Baldoni's career, to really take money out of his pocket. What does that sound like? All of the women, all of the single mothers, all of the ex-wives that divorce their husbands making good money and then try to go to court and take the man for all he's worth. And then when he won't or he can't give any more, we'll just throw him in jail to rot. And I don't care if he has to suffer whenever he gets out. Here's a small clip of how modern women try to close the mouths of men who speak up, similar to what they be trying to do, calling men misogynistic. Men hate women when men express what they're going through at the hands of women.
The U.S. court judge ordered the attorneys of both Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni to comply with a federal rule that bars lawyers from making statements to the press that could prejudice the case.
What did Blake's attorney allege?
Basically, he was saying that he was not seeking a full gag order, but rather a court order to comply with the existing rules dictating trial publicity. As evidence, Blake Lively's attorney pointed to statements made by Justin Baldoni's attorney to the press, accusing Blake Lively of a pattern of bullying and saying that he had receipts that would prove the case in publications. He also pointed to the website that was recently launched by Justin Baldoni's legal team, which lays out the dispute in the timeline between Lively and Baldoni.
Now that's funny because you want Justin Baldoni to shut up, but you didn't mind telling everybody else before, especially that New York Times article, what happened to you. You let that go all around the United States of America and anybody else who would read it. Anybody else that would listen, HR, all of these publications, the women that drop the agencies, that dropped Justin Baldoni, you didn't mind put that out in the atmosphere. And now you want him to shut up.
Blake Lively has been hit with yet another lawsuit. We're not in our usual spot, but you already know I read what happened, so let's break it down. Blake Lively has been hit with a defamation lawsuit by the crisis public relations firm, Street Relations, and its owner, Jed Wallace. They are alleging that Blake Lively defamed them in her complaint that she filed back in December by accusing them of participating in the alleged smear campaign against her. Let's break down the timeline of everything Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively related in 2025. I did a part 1 breaking down everything from 2023 to December 31st, 2024. So let's get into it. On January 1st, 2025, Justin Baldoni sued the New York Times for $250 million. Easy start to the year because that same day, Blake Lively filed her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni in the New York federal court. The next day, January 2nd, the New York Times and Justin Baldoni's attorney responded to the lawsuits. Amongst other things, the New York Times stated, "We plan to vigorously defend against the lawsuit."
You don't have to defend anything. Just take the article down. You were writing what you didn't know about, and now it got you in trouble.
On January 7, Justin Baldoni sends a letter to both Marvel and Disney, asking them to preserve evidence as a result of a possible commencement of litigation against Ryan Reynolds as well as Blake Lively. It was a quiet 2 weeks, and then on January 17, Justin Baldoni countersued Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for $400 million. I made another video breaking down that complaint, but amongst other things, Baldoni accused Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds of civil extortion, defamation, false light invasion of privacy, and so much more. Just 4 days later, on January 21st, we get the 7-minute long video released by Justin Baldoni's team that shows Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's interactions while shooting the dance scene in It Ends With Us. I made another video breaking this down, but as a quick recap, Blake Lively's attorneys responded that Justin Baldoni and his lawyers may hope that this latest stunt will get ahead of the damaging evidence against him, but that the video itself is damning.
When Blake Lively says she was harassed because Justin Baldoni went into her trailer while she was breastfeeding, what she actually failed to talk about is the invitation that she sent in a text message and said, "I'm pumping, come down to my trailer and we'll go over lines." It's right there. It's in a text message. They reviewed 1,000 pages. Why didn't they find that one? It's just about truth. And in that regard, Chris, what we're going to do is like no one's ever done in any kind of case. We're going to take what the young kids call receipts, and we're going to take those text messages and we're going to put them out for the public to see. And we're doing it as we speak, and we have been doing it. And what you're starting to see is a complete turnaround in this story.
So as you can see there, and I sped up the dancing scene a little bit just to see, they're dancing, they're doing their actor and actress duties. But then at the end of it, when they said cut, no feeling on nobody, no nothing. I backed up, professional. Hey, this is what's going to be a 17-minute reel. We got good footage, but yet and still, he's harassing somebody?
And that every frame of the released footage corroborates the letter what Blake Lively described in her original complaint. On January 24, it's Justin Baldoni's birthday, and his wife posts about him saying, "Happy birthday, my love, celebrating the man, husband, and father that you are. I choose you again and again." And then the next day, on January 25th, his sister posts for his birthday. On January 27, we get the almost 7-minute voice memo that was allegedly sent from Justin Baldoni to Blake Lively. Amongst other things, we hear Justin Baldoni saying, "Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank, and I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that." January 27, we also get a filing from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' attorney that Justin Baldoni's attorney was trying to taint potential jurors over the lawsuits that the actors have filed against each other. On January 28, we get the official trial date set, which is set for March 9, 2026. On January 30th, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' attorney filed a notice stating that they will seek to dismiss Justin Baldoni's counter lawsuit. On February 1st, we got the website from Justin Baldoni's team that contained 2 legal documents about the dispute with Blake Lively. On February 3rd, we got the pre-trial hearing, which again, I did a whole video breaking that down. But as a recap, the judge ordered both sides to avoid making public comments that have a substantial likelihood of tainting the jury. The trial date remains set for March 9, 2026. On February 5th, Blake Lively sued again, this time by Crisis PR, for $7 million in a defamation lawsuit. We also did a video breaking that down over on my channel. Let me know if you have any questions down below.
I have some questions. Why do modern women think that they can destroy, tear down, and basically try to ruin a man's career for stuff that's not even true? It's not even true. Now, if you got something going on, yeah, you need to stop doing that, bro. Hey, you need to keep your hands to yourself. That's not your wife. And even if you weren't married or whatever and whatnot, that woman don't want that attention. But all I'm saying is, you've got this type of stuff where she's acting like she's so innocent and her husband is running to her rescue. And we can see, unfortunately for her, that she's using anything and everything to get the public on her side and make it seem like she's a victim. And this bad man, who, by the way, once again, was an ally of yours, all of a sudden he's terrible and we got to bury him.
We get this text message exchange where it appears that Blake Lively and her baby are sick, but Justin and Blake have to run through their lines. Blake states, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines." Where Justin responds, "Copy, eating with the crew and we'll head that way." And Blake responds, "Take your time." Second, we get this text message exchange where Blake Lively states, "We'll show you both ways, but Beanie's much sexier. It's the look. Feels TV without it." The third text message exchange between Justin and Blake is the screenshot right here, where Justin states, "Just hired intimacy coordinator, who I love. We'll set you up to meet / FaceTime with her next week for intro." And Blake responds, "I feel good. I can meet her when we start. Thank you though." Justin then sends this screenshot to a female producer and says, "Just FYI, just wanted to tell you about this. Seems like she doesn't want to meet the intimacy coordinator until we start, which may mess up the workflow, but I can still meet with her, of course." The female producer then responds, "That is fine if she doesn't want to meet with her now. You'll just have to walk her through what you and the intimacy coordinator are thinking." Those are pretty much all the texts we get between Blake Lively and Justin. In some additional text message exchanges, one of the editors states, "I want Blake to feel like she's getting what she wants so we can move on from this need of hers." And Justin responds, "For the record, she's been getting what she wants this entire movie. And she's getting to edit, which is what she wants. Let's remember that." Justin goes on to state that they are showing the whole movie at Book Bonanza and that he was uninvited. The both editors seem to express sympathy with him, and one of the editors states, "I just hope you love or at least stomach the cut that is going into the world." Next, we get this text message exchange where Justin states, "The amount of women who feel seen, that is reaching people all over the world. That men are remembering their own traumas and having conversations with their partners. That is why we did it and it worked. Still the dream team." And both of the editors say, "Incredible, that's the best news, exactly the most important thing." The last text exchange we see between the dream team is Justin stating, "Long story, but we won't be in the same room. I was asked not to even come to the premiere. I can figure it out."
So I think the two of them are mudslinging a little bit here, but we see with the intimacy coordinator that he hired that he wanted somebody in the room that was a mediator, and that's what the intimacy coordinator is supposed to be. A mediator is supposed to help you with when you take off your clothes, basically, when you're performing intimate scenes, physical touch, physical contact, that whole thing. And Blake did not immediately want to meet with the physical or the intimacy coordinator. Why? If you feel so harassed, uncomfortable with this man, and we know from the text messages, I think Justin Baldoni thought that Blake Lively was just about to take this public. So he said, "Okay, let's get crisis management in here. Let's get PR in here." Because we know from what she's saying and what she's doing, there was a threat in there somewhere that she said, "You know what? You're about to get exposed." Right? And this is what men have to do all the time. This is why men walk away from dating, because they can see women, modern women, even though modern women say, "Oh, I ain't going to ever do that. Oh, I'm not planning on, I ain't worried about you." No, you're lying. I can see what you're doing, and I'm about to start protecting myself. This is why a lot of men with these modern women advocate for a what? Prenup. Prenup. Well, I thought it was all about love, and I thought you really cared about me. And prenup, sign that prenup. I need some sort of protection, because what modern women will do is what they're doing, Blake Lively's doing. Throwing it out in the public and saying, he's this, he's that, and hoping to get a lot of people on board and let that train run. And all of the theories and everything that they have, well, we didn't necessarily say it. They did. That's just what it is. He did. And even though it was a lie, in the end, he got what he got. He deserved it. Karma. What do you think modern women do to men out here? Well, all of that wasn't true about him, but in the end, it all worked out. He deserved it. Karma.
Justin Baldoni's team went and did it. They made the website. You can all go check it out now. thelawstudioinfo.com, where you can get the amended complaint and the timeline of relevant events. It seems like the start of what they promised us. It's not every text, like they said, but it's a lot of new texts that really do make Blake look really bad. And that's really what I wanted to focus on first. I want to focus on what Blake alleged, and then I want to go through these new timeline of events to sort of show, well, what do we have from Justin to sort of dispute it? Let's start by what Blake accused Justin of. Mr. Baldoni routinely degraded Miss Lively by finding back-channel ways of criticizing her body and weight. Notice back-channel ways, never directly to her. I don't see anything that says he was shaming her directly. Back-channel ways, okay. A few weeks before filming began, in less than 4 months after Miss Lively had given birth, Miss Lively was humiliated to learn that Mr. Baldoni secretly called her fitness trainer without her knowledge or permission and implied that he wanted her to lose weight in 2 weeks. Mr. Baldoni told the trainer that he had asked because he was concerned about having to pick Miss Lively up in a scene for the movie, but there was no such scene. So that's the allegation. Now let's go through this again. She was humiliated to learn that Mr. Baldoni secretly called her fitness trainer without her knowledge or permission, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, then why did you introduce him to him, your friend, celebrity trainer, who would later become Baldoni's trainer as well? Baldoni and the trainer start collaborating with the trainer, delivering his workout program on the 22nd. Hey, blank, I think I know who this is. Justin Baldoni here, new friend of Blake's. We are working together on a film. I'll be headed your way for the first week of March for 4 months. Great to meet you, Justin. Happy to discuss. Let's jump on a call. This changes the context tremendously. We go through this. There are exchanges where he's like disliking her losing weight. Only 20 to go. Thank you for your friendship. You mean a lot. Your friendship has got a lot. She's like, disliked it. You don't need to use 20. You don't need to lose 20 pounds, Blake. What are you talking about? You're fine. And as they keep going, there's
as we would expect from Justin Baldoni, because once again, I think he wrote a book on redefining masculinity, talking about how we need to unwrite basically what has already been about masculinity as we know it in the world. And now look what he's doing. He's putting that into, hey man, you don't need to do that. Hey man, don't worry about that. But he's a monster.
There's more text messages where Blake talks about, and we've talked about these before, but now in the context of it, how it's her job to get in shape. She requires a certain aesthetic, as this role does. As much as I'd love to not think about it, that would be irresponsible and impossible, because it's unrealistic to not acknowledge what I need to do. That how she and Ryan treat these movies and shoots as athletic events. It's part of the job. It's one I knew and part of. It's great, yada, yada, yada. I'm very, very appreciative, not just in my experience now, but also healing from experience past. So thank you. We're going to kill it. But she says, literally, your voice memo meant a lot. It's deeply appreciated. You are everything you promised to be as a collaborator. Thank you. So this is the guy who's fat. She's learned later. He shamed her everywhere. Are you sure? Or was your trainer maybe wrong, Blake? Look at this. Whatever, please, whatever. You look amazing. You will look amazing. Anything you are insecure about, we will walk through and get creative together and make you comfortable. I just don't want you to stress about your body. It's the last thing you need. Look at the text messages just to really reaffirm it. Here it is. Please, you can look happy you're feeling better. There's some gut protocols that can help with antibiotics. Please, literally just off of the doctor now. This is my body is all out of whack. We'll send shortly. What do you want to do? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, a lot of these text messages you can go through. Nothing really passing along her number. I want to be sure she's not waiting on me. So she's interested. Sorry, just got out. Yes, she left you a voicemail. She wasn't in my contact. She doesn't ring, straight to voicemail, yada, yada. Anyway, and then literally, here it is with the coach. Blake, co-star, is breastfeeding and had to take antibiotics for strep her second round. Could you recommend a probiotic gut rebuilder? I can send her, establishing some goodwill. I'm telling her about you. Of course. Oh no, poor thing. She will want to take the trifecta. Here's the 3 I recommend. Do you want me to send them? Super important as a baby for the baby's microbiome. Look, the way I read this is just as probably, making some goodwill, but seems to genuinely care about Blake, her family, her kids, etc. This idea that it was faming and trying to do, I'm sorry, Ryan and Blake, you guys got insane. There's another exchange. Yes. Anyway, I was trying to find the incredible text. It kind of doesn't matter at this point. She does write back and talks about how incredible it is. Here it is. She would speak to his health coach she previously connected with on March. He offers to take it one step further by connecting with her medical intuitive. She later claims that the health coach was not what he represented her to be. This was the exchange. This was the exchange they wrote. I was hoping, here it is. Anyway, I filled them out. We're in touch. Here it is. Sorry. There's a lot to go through, guys. Yes, I emailed her. You'll find them now. Blah, blah, blah. I filled them out. We're in touch. Thank you. She's really special. She thinks outside the box. Yada, yada, yada. Where's the incredible one? And I promise to, I'll freak you out, spook you, upset you, and be an actual beast. But I can promise we'll always be in service of this movie and our shared goal. I think just remove the shared goal, her goal. But we'll also always apologize. I appreciate being able to communicate openly always. There's all this open communication. I think she likes that because he wants her. I've met people like that in my life. They want you to open up. They tell you secrets, so you share your secrets, and then they keep all your secrets and use them against you.
What does that sound like, man? Who does that sound like? Modern women. And this is why men walk away. Modern women continue to do things. I'm trying to give a high level overview. He just went through all of the text messages where she claimed he was shaming her for her weight. And really, it looks like he was just trying to put her in contact with somebody who he deals with for his body, his gut health. And and we know, you can go back in the video, we know that Blake Lively takes offense to things that she should not be taking offense to. Literally, somebody congratulated her on her child, and she took offense to that. How? How do you take offense to somebody saying congratulations on the bump? Well, congratulations on your bump. Idiot, I don't have any bump. Why would you say that? And well, I improvise in life. So basically, your life is just one big play, one big scene, and you like it that way? You're a weirdo. When do you ever break character? Seriously. And this is the type of attitude that men have to deal with modern women. This is exactly why men walk away. This is why they just ignore modern women. Is because for modern women, what did we say? What do we say all the time about modern women? They have main character syndrome. They sit up here on these TikToks and on Instagram and they narrate their life. They talk about their life as if they were the star of their own movie. Oh, I'm doing it for the plot. Oh man, I really didn't want to do it, but you guys wanted a part 2, so here it is. Oh, I didn't know that this would blow up. For everybody new, hey, how's it going? My name is so-and-so and such. Throw their spin in there. I do this, and this, and this is what my channel is going to be about. Main character syndrome. Come follow me for this, and this. Stuff that, quite honestly, not really all that important. But they think they're the most unique. They think they're the most important. They don't have any awareness outside of themselves. They think they're the best thing walking. And this is what men have to deal with. I think there was one woman that said, whenever you come to me, come bearing gifts. Because it's a privilege to date me. Blake Lively is that person. When you come to me with this movie, come bearing gifts. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to take the movie from you and I'm going to change it into what I want. And if you don't understand that my vision is better than yours, I'll pull down my husband, which, by the way, is starred in a whole bunch of movies. Oh, and he just had a popular movie as well. And oh, by the way, Taylor Swift, she's a billionaire. People know her. She sells out arenas all over. She's on the Eras tour. She's pretty important too. So I want you to know that these people speak highly of me. And I think in the text messages somewhere, Justin Baldoni made mention of, oh, well, you didn't have to send them to tell me about your script, because she did actually write. First of all, let me say, I think Justin Baldoni met with the original author of this book, and he was trying to bring it to film. And he said, okay, let me get Blake. And Blake was coming in. Blake liked the idea. Blake decided to try to take over the idea. And then when she tried to make some revisions to the script, he came over and he was reading through it. He's like, oh man, this is pretty good. I don't know about certain parts of the script. I don't know about everything, but let me take it back and review it. And then she had Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift back there singing her praises. And I think Justin Baldoni was actually like, yeah, I mean, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to get those involved. I respect you for your talent. And she said, oh, those are my dragons. Basically, those are the people that I sick on other people to let you know that I'm serious. Does that sound like somebody that's threatened? They feel uneasy and uncomfortable around Justin Baldoni? No, because she's lying and she's trying to ruin this man's life. Similar to all of these modern women out here. I guess we'll keep updated. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but it is my opinion. Yeah. To the next video. I'm out.